O Show. This is the Big 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 O Show.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 17 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive a new 2025 RDX $419 a month during our 17th anniversary sale.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them.
With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation.
Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house! Get out of the house!
Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 17 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Take $10,000 off a 2025 Acura MDX during our 17th anniversary sale.
It starts every morning before the sun comes up. Projects are laid out. Plans are made. Equipment is fueled and loaded with inventory to handle all service requests. Orders are given to an army of skilled landscape maintenance professionals, certified arbor trimmers, irrigation technicians, and licensed pest management experts who fan out to communities and businesses all over South Florida. Experienced, on time, and dependable. Our staff is fully trained, licensed, and insured. Contact us by phone, email, social media, or through our website to answer all your landscape questions. We are Cutter's Edge. Total Landscape Solutions.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
It's big. It's gigantic. It's the Toyota of Hollywood Super Sale. Over 2,000 Toyotas from just $17,988. Like a Corolla LE, not $24,000, $17,988. Buy with 0% financing, 0 down. Join the fun and get a super deal at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
When it comes to your smile, confidence is so important. At Moody S Dental, they provide the services to get your smile back. This family-run practice prides itself by offering the latest technology to give your family the best experience possible. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years with offices in Hialeah and Plantation. They accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams, 20% off select treatments. To qualify, please follow us on Instagram at moodys.dental. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years. To schedule an appointment in Hialeah, call 305-821-0231 and Plantation 954-692-6825. From Invisaligns, dental implants, same-day crowns, and the preventative care and preservation to get your smile back. Go to moodysdental.com to find out more and tell them Big O sent you.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
Before you buy or lease a Honda, Volkswagen, Hyundai, or any other model, compare Subaru, rated #1 in safety at Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Buy with 0.9% financing, 0 down. Forester with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $259 a month. Crosstrek with symmetrical all-wheel drive, $239 a month. During the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Subaru of Pembroke Pines, South Florida's #1 volume Subaru retailer.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors, 305-345-3649 or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welton Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welton Rayom can help.
Just one place sold the most Acura models in the last 17 years. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Drive a new Acura ZDX, $439 a month during our 17th anniversary sale.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome aboard right here. Another edition. It is Friday, August 8th, 2025, day number 18,835 since the Miami Dolphins lifted the Vince Lombardi Trophy. Welcome aboard. Hope you all are headed for a great weekend. This weekend already started great. Ethereum crossed 4,000. I mean, that's it. You can't beat that when Ethereum's making it back to 4K, baby. It's not even yet to the TVs. Right now, you got to have 5K now, right? 5K is the deal now. So 4K for Ethereum, which is always a good day in the world, which is a beautiful thing. We are, of course, at Acura of Pembroke Pines. One day they'll take Bitcoin and Ethereum as for a purchase of a vehicle. That's coming one day. I don't know when, but I got to imagine that the Zinn family is going to be moving to something like that. But anyway, for now, I am looking at a fleet of beautiful ZDXs right here, which is awesome. They've got 2024, 2025. Come on down, check it out. They still have 2024s, which is pretty crazy. You can get one at $469 a month. And by the way, the Acuras are made here in America too, so you avoid a lot of the other penalties that are coming the way for some other, cars out there. But anyway, enjoy. So come on down at 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 in Pines. I'm seeing an Integra right now, all black with the rims and everything, $299 a month. They got 3.9% financing for 60 months. So all kinds of deals. Come on out and tell them that I sent you. They will definitely take care of you. All right. We got Mike McDaniel talking at 10:45. So we will talk. We'll pass on any information that gets to it. Our man Sean Stanley will be on it. Practice will start towards the end of the show at 11:30 on the back end of the show. And so I'm not going to get Furones on now. I was going back and forth with Furones, and it's like, why am I going to bring you on now, dude? So Furones and I, in a few hours, will do our own little segment together, and it'll be posted in the afternoon. So once he sees practice and talks to the players and all that good stuff, then we'll do the report. But right now there's nothing to report. Why am I gonna do something now at this time in the morning when there's nothing to report? By the way, the Chick-fil-A here next door, the slowest Chick-fil-A on planet Earth right now. Good biscuit. Got to give them credit. Good biscuit. But, man, the service was slow. And I went through the mobile line, which is even quicker. I jumped like 7 cars, and it still took forever. So, what can I tell you? I'm not Lauryn Hill. No, but I was late. I know. I was late. What can I tell you? Have I been late even by the count of the hand in 5 years? So, I'm rarely ever late, but it happens, and I blame okay? You people had me in line forever, bro. I would have been here in time. I would have been able to get on right around 10. Brutal. And again, I had the mobile order, which that's the only reason. I didn't want to use the one on Kendall Drive because they don't have the mobile line. So here they have the mobile line. Anybody who knows about Chick-fil-A, use the mobile line. It's much better than the regular line. Plus, you're getting your points. And I had the points to get a free biscuit today. I got a free biscuit today. But I had to wait like 800 years for it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but they didn't even do anything for me. Jersey Mike's the other day, I had to wait for a sub because they had something, and they're awesome. They go, hey, I'm sorry. And he gave me like a coupon for a free sub. You know, that's Schwevis. But over there, it was like, man, they were completely lost. So, chick here on 160th and Pines, get your shit together, bro. You know, at least you served a fresh biscuit, which props to you. That was good. But man, that line was slow as hell this morning. Let's go. Let's go. Pick it up. Anyway, so we'll do all of that, and we'll get the report on the practice after. I'd rather do it and do it right than give you a half-ass report and there's nothing to report. Doesn't make any sense, right? And this is like the only, you realize that today matters more than the game. The game on Sunday is like absolute garbage. It's good for like the backups, the rookies, and all that. They're not going to play Tua on Sunday. Doesn't matter what Tua wants. They're not going to play him on Sunday. They don't have a right tackle. Did you see what happened with Rashawn Slater? Okay, so, did you see what happened with Anthony Richardson? Well, you don't have a right tackle in that. And, yeah, Anthony Richardson has the awareness of Ryan Tannehill.
You're not going to block everybody. You know somebody's coming free on that one, and you're looking right at the guy.
Have some periphery vision there, buddy.
He's lucky it's just a pinky.
He is a waste. How many times have I told this story? So one of his representatives, I'm in the combine. I think that's the last time I went to the combine. A couple years back. Was it 3 years ago he got drafted? Yeah, so that was the last time I went to the combine, I think, the year he was drafted. And one of his representatives, he's a gym rat. And I go, a gym rat doesn't mean that he's a quarterback, bro. And he looked at me. I don't care if he's a gym rat. Can he pass the ball? Because I didn't see him pass the ball at Florida. And then now we learn he's either, he's more fragile than Tua, right? Because Tua has an excuse. He's small. You're not supposed to be really durable when you're not really big.
But the thing in college was he was taking on the contact. Once he got to the NFL, now it's like he can't get hit.
He can't get hit at all, dude.
No, as soon as he gets hit, he's done.
Every single hit turns into an injury for that guy. He is way more fragile than Tua. Bro, look at the body that guy has. That's all they talked about. That body that body has no protection whatsoever. Anthony Richardson, holy crap. And he did it. That was Ryan Tannehill. That was Ryan Tannehill right there. There was zero difference between Anthony Richardson and Ryan Tannehill in that sack. Like, he had no awareness of what's going on around him. And he had time to, know that it was coming to at least fetal position, down, whatever. And he has athleticism. But at least do what a statue would do. Get down. So Tua's not playing on Sunday. Today, they can't tackle him. Sunday, they can Anthony Richardson his ass. You understand what I'm saying? I think I told you this earlier in the week that doesn't make us. Tua will practice on Friday, but he's not going to play on Sunday because it doesn't make any sense. And with Austin Jackson out, it makes even less sense because we don't even know if Kendall Lamb was here. You could make a case for Tua to go out there for one series, right? Because you could trust Kendall Lamb to play right tackle and man the fort in a regular season game, much less preseason game number 1. Can we all agree on that? Right? I think we all have a kumbaya and we all agree on it. Well, we don't have that. So today's the day. Today's the day.
So you could get at least some kind of a feel for, was the big receiver used? Are any of the other tight ends doing something with Tua? Okay. Tyreek, I would not practice Tyreek today. Whatever he has tweaked, I don't need to see Tyreek against Chicago, dude. So I just, let's see what happens. We could get a feel for something. And then you'll get a feel for the other linemen and how they held up, because we need Patrick Paul to play well. We need Savania to play well. We need, obviously James Daniels to do his thing. You know what I'm saying? So these are things that need to be answered also. And that today is the day for that. So you could get not an answer, because that won't come till the regular season. They don't hit enough. I've told you this over and over again. But at least you'll get an inkling of something today that you have not gotten so far throughout the first couple of weeks, because practice is not what it used to be, unfortunately. You know what I mean? No matter what any writer may want to talk it up, because most of the writers didn't really live through real practices pretty much. Real two-a-days and real hitting and, real sense for the team. You don't. But these practices here are the only ones that you're going to get something out of it. And today, I would imagine we'll get a little something out of it.
Did you say two-a-days?
Two-a-days.
Two-a-days.
There used to be two-a-days.
I got an update.
On
a story you've been covering.
What do we have?
WNBA.
Oh,
did you hear about it?
Oh, yeah, crypto.
Never mind.
Oh, it's on my sheet. Oh, it's on my sheet. Speaking of sheet, what do I say about meme coins? They are sheet. Okay? And that's what's behind the whole green dildo. So for those of you that don't know, you have heard about the green dildo caper with the WNBA. And it apparently what's going on is that there's a crypto company that wanted to promote their meme coin. And they wanted to use the green dildo effect in order to do it. So this is how it goes. A self-described cryptocurrency enthusiast told ESPN that he's part of a group that orchestrated recent sex toy stunts that have disrupted at least 3 WNBA games in the past 10 days. The man, who spoke on the condition of anonymity over video conference Wednesday, said the stunts were meant to market a crypto coin that his online community created. The WNBA and all its controversy, he said, made the league a logical target. It was more or less like an opportunistic approach to, what is already trending. Where is the already controversy, and how do we intercept some of the attention? The man who used Lieutenant Daldo Rain as his username on X, a nod, he said, to the Brad Pitt character in the movie Inglourious Bastards, kept the camera off and refused to give his name, age during the call with ESPN, the group said. He wants to reclaim the creative and community aspect of the crypto world. We wanted to really make memes fun again. I'm a Bitcoin and I'm a crypto guy and I believe in it. And I've been telling you that it's going to be the financial, what's it called? Railway for banks and for everything out there. But I don't mess with meme coins. Okay. I look for things that are real world assets. Okay, like Chainlink and their oracles to transfer all the information from the internet to the blockchain, all those kind of things, and DeFi and everything that they're a part of, or Avalanche or Ethereum or 60% of the stable coins are on. I mean, there's so many things going on that if you understand what's being built, our entire financial system is being built on the blockchain. But it's not about meme coins. And that's why I've never guided any of you people to meme coins. You know, when I first, in my early days, when I first got in it, I did a little bit of SHIB and then that's it and I'm done. But I've never done anything else when it comes to meme coins. When I do something, I tell you why I'm doing it, the real world value to it, why businesses are going to be using it or being teamed up with it, or they need their product or whatever. Meme coins are not. It's not about funny. It's about real world usage. So on Thursday, NBA spokesman declined to answer ESPN's questions about the group that claimed responsibility or adjustments to arena security. By the way, where did they hide those dildos? Anyway, WNBPA Executive Director Terry Jackson told the ESPN on Thursday that the Players Union requested an update from the WNBA and was told that the league was investigating claims that individuals were being incentivized to carry out the stunts. The man told ESPN that the coin started trading July 28th, the day before the sex toy was thrown at the WNBA game. The coin transaction record on Dex Screeners, a website that tracks real-time prices of cryptocurrencies, confirms the timeline. Posts from the group's Telegram community, which includes over 1,000 users, were reviewed by ESPN. They revealed that inside and prior knowledge of the first incident at the Atlanta Dream game against the Golden State Valkyries. A link to the stream of the game was shared in the chat ahead of tip-off, and the community members celebrated their upcoming stunt and posted numerous derogatory comments about the WNBA. "We will soon buy the league," a post wrote under the stamp at 7:13 p.m. Then the timestamp at 7:30, Daldo shared a green sex toy meme with the caption, "Dildo Warriors practicing his throw." Hours later, the game was postponed in the fourth quarter after the green sex toy was thrown onto the court. Since then, 2 people have been arrested in connection with the sex toy stunts in 2 cities. Delbert Carver, 23, of Marietta, Georgia, on August 1st for allegedly throwing a green sex toy onto the court at the end of the Dream home game against the Phoenix Mercury. And according to police records, Carver was detained after trying to flee and confessed to throwing the first sex toy on July 29th as well. He faces counts of disorderly conduct, public indecency, indecent exposure, criminal trespass, according to law enforcement records. However, the man ESPN spoke to said Carver was not affiliated with the group and was not the thrower of the sex toy on July 29th. He declined to say who threw the object. Carver did not respond to multiple requests and comments from ESPN. A green sex toy was thrown onto the court during the Valkyries, yada, 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 all that. And anyway, so it goes on to say, "We are working with arena personnel to identify the individuals responsible and ensure appropriate action is taken," the Spark said in a statement. Additionally, the man said a sex toy was supposed to be thrown in Seattle's Storms game against Minnesota, but the thrower didn't attempt it. Okay? So. By the way, the crypto coin source told ESPN that the group is moving away from WNBA games and singled out an MLB game. Yep. An MLB game Wednesday night during the Marlins-Astros game in Miami. A woman sitting behind home plate held a green sex toy.
I saw that and I thought it was like one of those Photoshop deals.
Oh.
I saw it on the internet and I'm like, oh, this is because I don't know.
Have you seen my favorite WNBA player in the league is the divorcee of Mr. Waller, Kelsey Plum. Have you ever seen the viral a video of her throwing a shirt that goes like almost to the second level? She's got like a gun for an arm. You ever seen it?
Oh, no, I've not.
Well, they've replaced the shirt with the green dildo. If you want to laugh, and if you want to be impressed by Kelsey Plum's arm, she's on the court and she throws a shirt, and I swear to you, that shit would have gone 60 yards in a field. I'm telling you, she's got a gun. Okay, it's viral. It's been out there for a couple of years because she's super athletic, Kelsey Plum, and so they photoshopped it and replaced the shirt with the green dildo, and so the rest is history. And so the green dildo is the one that's flying out there. What do we have?
This is on Clay Travis's thing. It popped up on mine, but on Bet Online, I tried to go on there, but you got to create an account to find out.
The dominant color of the next dildo that hits the court. No, it's got to go green.
Now that they're going to take this off, right? Because now it's out there that,
yeah,
I mean, it doesn't make sense to be anything else.
Problem is there's cameras everywhere, and so how do you do it without getting busted?
Yeah. Well, now also too, it becomes more of a
challenge.
A challenge, but also
as
copycat.
Barney would say, challenge accepted.
It becomes a copycat now, right? Because if it's not the green, then you know it's a copycat. It's somebody just trying to.
I think you should do it to promote Caspa, because Caspa's green. So what the hell, you know? By the way, when they said cryptocurrency, I go, "Oh no, I hope it's not Caspa." and I was so glad it had to do with memes and all that.
It popped up on my. I'm like, oh,
I like, oh man, I don't want it to be tied to actually something legit. You know, it's like, oh man.
I was like, I wonder if O knows about this one, because Front Off Sports just put it out like an hour ago. So I was like, maybe this one he didn't know about, but obviously the story's already out there. I
keep up with stuff.
Oh, I know you do, but I would have been driving here and things like that from when they put it out. But obviously it's been out.
Oh yeah,
I just didn't see it.
No, yeah. I have kept up with the story from the get-go, and we've talked about it from the get-go here on it, and I just think also giving it so much attention is the worst thing. By the way, one more thing. Katie Barnes. Hey, so I'm the editor. Hey, Katie, I got a story I want you to cover. This woman probably went to school. She wanted to be a reporter. She wants to be taken serious. She wants to cover sports. You know, maybe she comes from news or entertainment or sports, or maybe she's really a hardcore sports fan like I am and wanted to be, you know, I wanted to do this 35 years ago, so I got into radio and all that crap. So maybe she has the same kind of love I do. And then they tell you, oh, yeah, we need you to cover this green dildo story with the WNBA. And so now you're tracking down schmucks who have a meme coin, and you've got to ask them about their strategy about throwing a dildo and getting attention. Seriously, like, I feel bad for Katie Barnes. Like, she's got to do a job. You know what I'm saying? You work in this corporate world, they make you do whatever you got to do. You know, it is what it is. I've been part of the corporate world. I know. And I just kind of feel bad for her that she's got to waste her time. And by the way, she put together one hell of a story. She got every angle. She got everybody. She did a really good job on a story that she probably, I commend her because she was the ultimate pro. She did a great job covering an absolutely stupid story, but she gave you every angle. She really penetrated every angle of this story, and I give her credit for that. Okay? That is just something that there's a skill to that, and props to Katie Barnes. I feel bad for her that they actually picked her to do the damn thing, but poor woman. By the way, please smash the hell out of the like button. Got up to 114 right now and only 46 likes. I know if you don't like us or like me, I'm sorry, but try to hit that like button. It gets the algorithms going out there. I see Cosa Nostra in and Jeff in Long Island. I like it. NorCal says this guy is sore as F, checking in from Finlaw Gym. Big O and Sean Chat Crew, smash the like. There you go. Thank you, NorCal, and keep working, my brother. He is a workout fiend, brother. You are amazing. Thank you all out there as always. Appreciate you all. They had to pray for your biscuit first. Yeah. Jesus. It was it took a while. At least the biscuit was fresh. It was good. So I give them credit there, but man, they took forever. Forever. That Richardson play was all on him. Tackle had to take the blitzing linebacker and leave the end unblocked. Now, Richardson, I hate to put it this way, but up here, he's a remedial quarterback. He can't read for shit. He has no anticipatory skills. He's just a freak athlete, dude. That's all Anthony Richardson is. That's what he was at Florida. And when I would watch him around, I just saw an athlete that was, and you know, all these coaches, they got these egos. Oh, I'll make him a quarterback. And that guy can't read for shit. And you can't fix that. You either have the awareness and that clock in your head and all that and the peripheral vision, or you don't. And he doesn't. Nothing about him. He is a pure athlete, and he is a guy that is going to throw the ball after the complete break. He has to see it in order to throw it. He cannot anticipate jack crap. And he can't even hit anything that he's seeing either. That's the other thing, that half the time he's not going to hit what even he sees, which is really bad. Yeah. Anthony Richardson was a waste of a pick. And I wasn't a big Anthony Richardson fan from the get-go. So Devin says, yeah, after seeing Anthony Richardson get destroyed last night, I'm good. If Tua doesn't play any preseason games, he just can't right now. You know? I know the name of the caper. It's Donnie Dildo from Delaware. Triple D. I like it. I like it. Very good. Yes.
No, because I just saw something pop up about Joe Burrows. He threw 2 touchdowns, and he's like, it still wasn't clean enough, and we versed their second team. So are you really getting work? Even if you're in the game, are you really seeing what you need to see as far as from the defense? Because the other teams are not playing. You're not getting rushed by their number 1 or number 2s.
People, fans, they want to be lied to about their teams, and they want to be lied to about how important whatever is going on. And then the writers will, because they have to, they can't tell you, hey, really, don't take this too serious or whatever, because then you won't read. You know what I'm saying? But that's just where we're at nowadays. This isn't really good practices anymore. They don't hit enough. You can't get a feel. Take it from somebody that has covered it from the day when you actually used to hit and tackle and it was like physical, that by the time you got halfway through preseason, you knew what kind of a team you were because you were watching it every day. They don't do that anymore, dude. They just don't do that anymore. And that's why we have to wait till the game. They're limited on how many padded practices they watch, because they pay them so much money. They have to coddle them and get them to the regular season. And I also feel that's why the average player is not nearly as durable as he used to be, because the guy that used to be durable used to hit a lot and used to get hit a lot. And so it was just somewhere you used to train your body to kind of be able to overcome the soreness and all that kind of stuff. They don't do that anymore. Now it's like full recovery and all kinds of stuff. And if I have a little soreness, I'm not playing. And so your body's, I remember a few years back, it's already 15 years ago now, but Nolan Ryan went back to baseball and started with the Texas Rangers. He started getting them to pitch more innings. They got to the World Series and everything. And all of a sudden it disappeared. They stopped, and what a concept. Hey, we've got to build up our pitching, because Texas was always known for hitting. And it's like, yo, idiots, you're not winning because you don't pitch. And so they started building that up, and then they caved in. And look at our pitchers nowadays. Very few can go constantly 8-9 innings and stuff like that, like they used to back in the day, that easily they would go 7, 8, 9 innings. Easy. And that's just not the case anymore. The 200-plus inning eaters and all that kind of stuff. That stuff just doesn't exist as nearly as much. Everybody's so specialized because their bodies aren't built for wear and tear anymore. You know? It's kind of crazy the way it is. Yes, sir.
No, I was going to say, I was at a Little League game like about a year ago, and they already had their pitchers set up to pitch. You know, he'll go 5, and then they bring in, 3, because it was 6 innings. So it was 3, and then they had a guy come in for the last 3. Like starting at Little League. I mean, in Little League, we used to throw in
specialized.
It would be 22-21 would be the score, and they still have the same pitcher. But not anymore. Everybody specialized from the beginning.
They stretch your arm out, bro.
Yeah, it's all. And then also another thing that's interesting too is as they get bigger, the athletes are getting bigger, but they're not necessarily getting better. Meaning in shape. I mean, now I know they're doing more of the strength and the stretching. But it used to just be the
they're
big
not
guys.
as durable.
They're not as durable. No, because your muscles can only go so far, and then they're going to break.
Yeah, it's kind of screwed up. So unfortunately, you don't really get a good feel for teams anymore, and it'll take you the first month of the regular season for you to do that. And this is all part of the game. Look, Tyreek was a little banged up. There's no reason really to play him today. It's better actually to start finding out about the other guys. Has Malik made any progress? All right, let's show me. The Icon kid. You signed him? Let's go. What do you got? Julian Hill, what do you got? Tanner Connor, you guys have been, enjoying NFL paychecks, doing absolutely nothing. What do you got to show for all these years of investment? That's kind of what this is for right now. We'll find out, and we'll see. We'll see. But at least you should get a little work for Tua today, and we'll find out. Mike McDaniel's addressing the media now. We'll forward any kind of breaking news or any kind of news or any kind of anything that comes out of there that isn't an and an ah, and nothing's coming out, huh? All right. Think Blue Dodgers is tired of Anthony Richardson. Bengals played their fragile QB. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Sweet Baby Ray says Mandich loves green lizards. What do you think he would be about flying green dildos? Oh, what would Mad Dog say? I'm not sure. What are you trying to accomplish throwing a green dildo on a court? I don't know. I don't know what he would say. He would come up with some kind of a joke. I don't know. But it would be funny. Would be funny. Bless him, man. He was a trip. Only one of a kind. Only one Mad Dog, dude. They don't make them like that. All right, let's get to our 3A Graphics sports calendar and the amazing Alan Blanco, 786-618-1443, custom printing and embroidery last night. The Colts and the Rams preseason game. Score irrelevant. Ravens, beat the Colts 24-16. More importantly, Anthony Richardson was hurt once again, dislocated pinky with that Tannehill awareness. Also, Colts cornerback and third rounder Justin Wally tore his ACL. Eagles over the Bungles, 34-27. Raiders and Seahawks played to a 20-23 tie. And Sunday at 1 o'clock, Soldier Field, Miami, the Dolphins will take on the Bears. All right. Ravens rookie, by the way, Binhal Cone is out for the year with the torn ligament. He's a 6th-round pick. And Chargers left tackle Rashawn Slater ruptured his patella tendon. He is done for the year. 11 days ago, Rashawn Slater signed a 4-year, $113 million deal. $92 million of it was guaranteed. And I believe this is Rashawn Slater's second big injury of his career. If you can look it up for me, I want to say early in his career, either his first or second year, he missed a significant amount of games with another injury. But, you know, because we kind of say, oh, it only happens here, and it happens pretty much everywhere, dude. You know, there are a few outliers, and we have them too. Wilkins was our outlier for a while until he left and got injured for the Raiders. Sealer's been our outlier now. You know what I mean? You have them. You have the guys that, you know, Rob Hunt was an outlier. He was playing all the time. Yes, sir.
All right, he was drafted in 2021.
Right.
With the 13th pick. He spent 2022, most of the season out due to a ruptured biceps tendon.
There you go. So, happens, man. Happens. So that's 2 full years that Rashawn Slater, in his first 5 of the league, he's going to miss, or 6. This is his 6th, I believe. I want to say this is his 6th season.
Drafted in 21, so it'd be
21?
22, 23, 24.
So his 5th season.
4th. Oh, to go 25, 26 years.
This will be his 5th season. So he's going to miss 2 of his 5 seasons. And he has $92 million guaranteed moving forward. How would you guys feel about that? He's a good player. Very good player when playing. That is your 3A Graphics sports calendar. Yes,
Did you see the Jason Sanders, Tyreek Hill interaction on the bus?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I think they're done with him.
Yeah. 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 Yesterday, you and I love the Dolphins like crazy. Okay. I'll tell you, there's no pro team in town I love more than the Dolphins. And I'm sure whenever I was on the Heat beat, they knew my passion was Dolphins more than the Heat. And I love basketball. It's my second favorite sport. And I love the Heat. And love the Marlins, even though I don't really pay attention to them because until they're really committed, they're not going to get my attention. I love the Panthers, right? All these teams, Inter Miami, everybody, Canes, you name it. Fort Lauderdale United, doesn't matter, NSU Sharks. I'm a local fan of all the teams in town. And we all want to see them win, and we all want to see them have success. But it's funny how sometimes you forget how you build teams. And you build teams are built. They're built through adversity. They're built through experiences together, but legitimate experiences. You know, when you're the Dolphins and you have a hell of a season and then you lose the Super Bowl and you're like, oh, shit, this isn't going to happen to us. We're going to come back and win it. And that's kind of where the character comes from. When you're the Panthers and you're nowhere and you start to make the playoffs and then you make the playoffs again and you have the best record in the league and then you get to the Stanley Cup Finals and you lose and then you come back to the playoffs again and then you win it. When you're the Miami Heat and you're Shaq and Wade and you're trying to win and you suffer injuries and you come up short and then the following year you come up and you win, that's kind of where that comes from. That's how you build championship. You either go through several seasons of building it up like the Panthers did, or you're a great team like the Heat that was brought together, and then all of a sudden you had great potential because you had great talent, but you hadn't become a great team yet in that first year. You weren't, right? Because a lesser Dallas team beat you because they were probably the better team than you were, right? And it's one of those things that you can't get away from it. You just can't. And I see it right now with the University of Miami football team. If you kind of look at it, slowly but surely, they're winning more games. Now, they're not winning the important games yet, and it's certainly not enough of them, okay? That's kind of their next step. And maybe that's what this year is about, that you start to actually beat some of the bigger teams on your schedule. Maybe this is the season that you get to the ACC championship game. Maybe you can even win it. Maybe you can get even into the playoffs. And that alone in itself becomes another step and another building block that you keep putting on top in order to build that foundation to get to a championship. And I say this because, I saw a post yesterday, and I get the post and I totally understand it and all that, but it's just not real. Jordan Brooks, when the Dolphins are now on an 11-day road trip for practices and games with the Bears and the Lions, and he wasn't a big fan of it until Mike McDaniel explained to him last night that staying out on the road is to build camaraderie. And he goes, number one is that bond, that chemistry. Problem is that doesn't come from a couple of preseason practices, and there's no adversity there. Nobody's tackling. There's no game on the line. And that's my point. And the Dolphins, they have a revolving door of talent every year. It's not the same group of individuals. See, a lot of the Canes players, we got Manny coming up now. A lot of the Canes players that were here last year are still here and kind of went through that experience. And they're kind of part of that building block that's going on right now where they're actually winning more games. The next step is winning those big games, right? And when you saw the Panthers, it was the same players, and then they started adding a couple different guys, but kind of the same players that were getting into the playoffs, then got to the playoffs and had the best record in the league, and then got to the finals and failed, and then came back. But for a couple of years, it's the same foundation, learning and getting there. That's how you build camaraderie. You build camaraderie in those moments of failure, in those moments where you had the tough games, you overcame all of that. That's what the Dolphins have lacked for decades now. That's why they've never been able to build this, because it's a whole new set of players. It's a whole new group of players every couple of years. It's a whole new coaching staff. And until you're able to get some stability, keep the same players, keep a core of players that can go and experience successes and failures together. That's really the only way you build true camaraderie. It doesn't happen in some bullshit preseason game that you're going out to Chicago and you're going to go have a steak or some shit like that. No, it doesn't, dude. It happens in week 14 when you win a game that the goddamn season is on the line and 3 or 4 guys found a way to make an amazing play to turn everything around and win the division or whatever the hell it is. Those are the moments that you start to really believe in each other. And then that's what carries on into the next season, into the next experience. And that's how you build true camaraderie. And that's why we've seen the teams that have succeeded, even the Dolphins 50 years ago. It took the failure of the first Super Bowl. Okay. It took Shula getting here and kind of establishing all of that to kind of get over the hump. That's kind of the way it goes. That's the way real camaraderie is built. And so when I hear this crap, and again, this is all fantasy bullshit from this coach, everything's going to be all right and everything is rainbows and unicorns. And I'm sorry. So I hate to throw cold water on Jordan Brooks and reporters that are having fun with this. And I get it. It's a piece that it'll get fans going. They'll get talking about it, but it's silliness. The steel becomes the steel through the fire, dude. Okay, there ain't no fire going on in the preseason. Hour number 2 is done. Hour number 1 is done. Hour number 2 is next, and the one and only Manny Navarro in our BigCheeseMiami.com NIL and recruiting report is next.
We step into the world of big dreams, big moves, and big money. It's the Big Cheese Miami Recruiting and NIL Report with Manny Navarro. After 40 years, the Big Cheese remains dedicated to serving the finest Italian dinners, pizza, pasta, subs, and salads. All of their pasta is imported from Italy and cooked fresh every day. Visit BigCheeseMiami.com. Now, let's find out who's the Big Cheese the Miami Hurricanes are working on with insider Manny Navarro.
All right. Good morning to you, sir. How are you doing, my friend?
Good morning, my friend. Just, busy as usual. Got back from Nashville yesterday, and just been working like crazy, man, getting ready for this football season.
I was just talking about, because Jordan Brooks was talking about, going out to Chicago and Detroit for 11 days. It's good to build team camaraderie, and I'm like, it's good fluff stuff. It's good for the listener and the fans to kind of, it's good material for a writer to kind of prop it up. But I was just talking about this, that the Canes, like right now, the team a lot of the guys that are coming back from last year, that's how camaraderie is built, that your successes and your failures. Now, this is where you start to embolden yourself and say, okay, we're learning from all these things, and this is how we're going to get better. Those are the experiences. I was talking about how the Heat lose the championship and then come back, or Wade and Shaq come up short against Detroit and they get injured and all that, and then they have to come back to then really win it that year, and all that adversity where you're behind in the third quarter against Dallas and all that. That's the kind of shit that really builds the real camaraderie. The Panthers, it was year after year getting to the playoffs and then getting to the finals and then losing and then getting back to the finals and now winning it 2 in a row. To me, that's when teams build the real camaraderie. But the Canes of the 80s and the 90s, all those teams had that camaraderie because they had already built it over the years from the successes and the Fiesta Bowl type failures. All that shit builds it up.
It does. And I think this is the first real group that has gone through a lot of stuff together. Let's not forget, Mario, this is entering year 4. He's had 14 players drafted since he took over. When he took over, there was only one guy that was picked, the 7th rounder, John Ford. That was Manny Diaz's, going away gift, was one draft pick. And 6 of the 14 guys that have been drafted were Mario guys he brought in via the transfer portal. So he's yet to have a high school recruit go through the entire sort of 4-year run with him, or even a 3-year run. This group, this 2025 team, is the first time all of those guys have sort of been through the fire together, right? Going through 5-7 and going through 7-6, and then last year getting the 10 wins, but having your heart broken at the end. And so to me, this is the first team that has actually gone through some shit together. And you see them, like, I think it was the first or second practice. All of those guys were posting videos of themselves. They slept in the locker room together. Like a lot of those dudes that have been together 3 or 4 years, they've all got nice apartments. They've all got beautiful cars. They're all making a boatload of money. But they know going into this year, hey, something has to be different. Something has to change. And so they're like, well, let's sleep in the locker room. Let's get the whole team and get everybody to stay in the same, like summer camp, like that kind of thing. And so they did. And I think that shows you that maybe this group is a little different. And I think in college sports in general, it's hard because of the transfer portal to build that kind of camaraderie. But now that you have a nucleus, right? You've got the Wesley Basaints, the Ruben Baines, the Francis Maui Noahs, the guys that have played together 2, 3, 4 years now.
That's my point.
That's real stuff. That's real stuff. And I think hopefully for Miami, that equates to getting past what's troubled them the last 20 years and lifting them to places they haven't been in a long time.
Yeah, I think this is the season. I think it happens. And I think it happens because exactly what you're talking about. The building blocks are there, and now they're making the progress. Now the next step is winning those important games, the big games, crossing over to relevance, really, because you've kind of the relevance you've lived off of is your past, not anything you've done lately, because you haven't done jack shit. You're still living off of Warren Sapp and Steve Walsh and Dorsey and all those people from the past. That's exactly what all those kids over the last decade have been living off of. They've been living off of the Canes past. Now you got a chance to kind of really say, okay, yeah, we finally have arrived, instead of being just the hated team that everybody loves to beat. And that's why your ratings are rocking always, that kind of shit. You kind of want to get the narrative to be a little different for the Canes.
Oh, and the opportunities laying right in front of them, right? I mean, you got a top 5 team in the opener. You've got, the Gators team that's ranked in the top 25. You play those 2 of your first 4 games are against nationally ranked opponents, right? Against programs that will put you in you win both of those home games. All of a sudden now people are looking at you different because those are real opponents. Those are people that, are respected and are ranked. And I think that counts for something. And look, in the end, they got to win something. They got to win this league. They got to make the college football playoff. They have to take steps forward. Otherwise, it's just going to continue to be, well, he can't get the job done, right? When's he going to finally win something? But I think, when you take a step back and you look at this from a Goodyear blimp view, this thing has changed. He's changed it. He's put a lot of work and effort into making it look different physically up front at the line of scrimmage. He's changed the narrative over he can't recruit quarterbacks. I mean, Cam Ward just went number 1 overall. He's got another guy in Carson Beck that in my mind is going to be an NFL quarterback. So I think at the end of this season, whether Miami wins the ACC or not, I think they're going to be in the playoff. And I think they're going to be a team that everybody says, well, I think Mario really has them where they're supposed to be. And that's back in the conversation of competing for championships. And so we'll see what happens come December. But I feel good about the way this thing's going.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. All right. So how are they doing with the 2026 class right now?
Yeah, things have really, slowed down on the recruiting front. And I've explained to the listeners before, like, all these commitments happen over the summer, right? Like all the kids, they want to get locked in. They want to have their NIL contracts. They want to have how much am I making out of the rev share? Like all this stuff, all the best guys lock in. And to be honest with you, I mean, it wasn't a great sort of recruiting run for Mario like he's had in the past. He did better in previous years. They had, 10 top 100 players who visited campus that weren't previously committed to a school, and all of them committed elsewhere. All of them committed elsewhere. So they got 11 commitments over the summer. They have the number 10 recruiting class in the country, according to On3, number 12, if you look at 247. They got 22 commitments. But you and I have had this conversation many times. Like, you're going to start to convince the best players in your own backyard to stay home. You got to win something, because all the guys that are top 100 guys are going to places that have won something. Lamar Brown the 5-star defensive lineman who came here. He's from Louisiana, committed to LSU. LSU won a national championship in 2019. Anthony Jones from Alabama, 5-star edge rusher. He went to Oregon. Oregon was 13-0 before they lost. They won the Big Ten, right? Derek Cooper, Hollywood Shaman, a kid in your own backyard that I thought was super important for Miami to land coming from. Making a boatload of money to go to Texas, but he's going to Texas because Texas has been in the national semifinals the last 2 years. So to me, like, everything is going at the rate it probably should. I think Miami last year should have won the ACC or been in the ACC championship game and made the playoff. They fell one step short of that because they had a terrible defense and things just fell apart. But I don't know that even that last year would have all of a sudden changed, convinced Derek Cooper to stay home. I don't know that Calvin Russell, the 4-star wide receiver, says, forget it, I'm going to stay home. I'm not going to go away. At some point, it's going to change, and I think the narrative will change and some of these kids will start staying, but they've got to win consistently and establish a consistency in the national conversation. And I think last year, so much of Miami's success was credited to Cam Ward, who rightfully so. I mean, went number 1 in the draft, played unbelievable, probably the best quarterback, one of the best quarterbacks they've ever had at Miami. And so, people want to see more. And I think that's why this season is so critical to Mario's success, and they got to win something and continue to keep rising.
Well, let's hope they're able to do it, my brother, because that would be actually pretty awesome if they're able to do that. All right. By the way, don't forget BigCheeseMiami.com, yes. Proud sponsor of our program, man. Gary does great work, and it started with Gary and Billy over 40 years ago. The hurricane memories are amazing in there. So make sure you visit them, 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue. Tell them that Big O sent you. They'll take care of you out there. Manny, tell me why Heatherman is going to be the difference maker there.
Well, you think about the greatest defenses in Miami history, right? Greg Schiano had a lot to do with the most recent group. You think back to the 2001 teams. Schiano was integral in all of that. And Heatherman coached for him at Rutgers before he went to Minnesota last year. And his style, Mario talked about this the other day, but you have different kind of teachers in sports, right? And I've told you, a lot of the kids that I cover, unfortunately, they don't pay a lot of attention in the film room, right? You don't have a lot of Jonathan Vilmas and super smart guys that are soaking in. They look at the sideline now. You go to the high school games, all of these guys are looking at what play am I? They're giving the hand signals from the sideline, right? And that's and it's like, what are you learning? What are you learning about defense? What do you know? Where's the IQ, right, of how to react? Miami's biggest problem last year, you go back and you look at the games where they were blowing coverages and guys were wide open. Communication. They were so bad at just understanding, hey, this guy's going in motion. That's why I pick up now. So they weren't switching right at the line of scrimmage, coverage duties and adjusting to what the other teams were doing. They were a step behind. Heatherman's strength ultimately is the fact that he's a great communicator. He knows how to teach these guys in bite-size, keyword, sort of language. Whereas I think Lance Guidry was, that Southern draw from Louisiana. I don't know if it just didn't go over the same, right, with the guys, what it was that he was trying to teach them. And so you've upgraded the talent in the secondary, which they had to do. I've been telling you for years now. They have, look at the track record. All those American Heritage kids that are in the NFL now, right? They were all leaving and going elsewhere. All the St. Thomas kids. They've gone to the transfer portal and addressed it. But I think Heatherman, the reason why he'll be successful is he comes from the Schiano tree, which Mario loves. Mario, obviously spent so much time with Schiano, and I think what he's teaching and the way that he's teaching it is resonating with these kids. And I think all of it together, that's why it's going to work.
All right. I mean, man, I think everything else is going to fall into place. And if you fix that problem, it's going to be a lot of fun. All right. You were in Nashville. I would imagine you were hitting the bars like I would be, checking out all the live music, right? Because that's why you go to Nashville. You don't actually go for fucking work, right? You didn't do that, right?
I wish I had listen. My boss at the
What a
Athletic.
disappointment, bro. He went to Nashville. You believe that shot? He went to Nashville with bands all over the place, and he actually worked. What is wrong with you, young man?
Yeah, I got to go back and just go for the country music and the bars. Definitely. I had a good experience. Let me tell you.
They got rock too. They play some rock. They play all kinds of. It's not all country. It's they got a little variety there on that strip. But I hear that strip that is like a bucket list for me. They just go out and hang out for a weekend in Nashville and just jam, dude. Just
I can tell you a lot of the young people that are working in scouting departments and are working for these universities certainly enjoyed it because they were kind of hungover each morning at these symposiums. But yeah, it was an interesting. Here's what I'll tell you. Here's the highlight.
They were like me at the combine 30 years ago.
Exactly. Exactly.
Right. I get it.
I college football, man. Like people don't care. They just want to see the games on Saturday. I get it. You want to root for your favorite team. Who, what quarterback did we get in the transfer portal? That's all most fans care about. But the way this sport is changing, is ridiculous, dude. Like it's become professional sports. It really has. And the conversations that were had about rev share for the people who have not paid any attention, the NCAA essentially approved where now universities can directly pay athletes. And so you have a salary cap of $20.5 million for the entire athletic department. Most athletic departments are spending, I would say, $13 to $15 million just on football. So you have $13 to $15 million to work with, not including other NIL deals. But so much of what these schools are doing now in terms of splitting the pie is our best players are getting a big chunk of rev share, even the recruits, because you can actually sign high school recruits now to deals to basically lock them in to come into your program. And so this has all happened just in the last few months. And you've got all these people from the NFL that had NFL jobs, that were in personnel jobs. You have these lawyers, these agents. All of them are sort of converging on the scene here. And you have this interesting case where some people are getting 1-year deals. Some people are getting two-year deals. Some people are getting escalators in their contract where they get bonuses if they hit certain numbers. The bottom line is it's going to be absolutely fascinating in December when the transfer portal rolls around again, what happens and which schools are cash strapped, who made bad investments, who has dead money associated with players. And I'm like, that's what my job is now at the Athletic, me and a couple of the other writers that were in Nashville. We're going to be tracking all this stuff. It's going to be absolutely fascinating to see who F's up with some of these deals and how bad it hurts them and who is sort of cash strapped and can't fix their teams versus who made the smart investments on guys, got them on the cheap, right? And now can go out and sign extra guys to make their teams better. It has become Moneyball, bro. This thing has become Moneyball. You hear the GMs, you hear the scouts talking about it. We're going to just let this kid slide. Yeah, he's a good player for us, but the freshman is cheaper and we think we can turn him into something great. And so the age of, hey, college football, come play for us. We're the winning pro. That's over. And everything is financial now, bro. This is the NFL junior. And I think it's going to be fascinating, though, because the NFL has 32 teams? How many teams do we have in college football making a boatload? 70? Yeah. Imagine if the NFL had 70. How hard would it be to win the NFL if you had 70 teams?
Oh, that tells me there's a bigger chance that Bill Belichick will be an even bigger disaster than he was down the stretch with the Patriots.
Yeah, nobody has any idea, and I think we saw what just happened to Florida State, right? Where they went 13-1, and then they go 2-10.
Yeah,
that's going to be a lot more common, I think, in college football than you think.
Oof, yeah. I don't know. In some of those traditional places, they won't be happy with those kind of ups and downs because they're not used to, that kind of stuff.
Look at UM basketball. UM basketball is a perfect example. Final Four. What were they last year?
Yeah. No. Yeah. No. Definitely. Yeah. But I mean, they're not a normal power. You know what I'm saying? Actually, what Larinaga did throughout his whole stretch was overachieve. Let's be honest. I mean, the man was a magic. He was magic, you know.
Oh,
So we'll see what Jai Lucas
overachieved,
can do. We'll see what Jai Lucas can do, because nobody squeezed more blood out of a rock than Jim Larinaga did than with the basketball program, and he didn't even have the resources that are coming in now that have been in, you know. So what Larinaga did is unheard of, dude. Especially for that program. Don't forget, folks, besides the Big Cheese, our Caneswear Miami Hurricanes report also has returned, and you can visit our friends at Caneswear. Use our code BIGO10. You will get 10% off there at Caneswear online or in person. And if you order over $99 online, you will get free shipping. And visit our friends at Big Cheese at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue. Manny, what do you got going on in the Athletics so folks can check you out?
Yeah, we just came out with our transfer portal top 100 for the fall. Bruce Feldman, Sam Conn, and I talked to a bunch of GMs and player personnel types to put that thing out and get some insights on why we think certain guys are going to be really good and maybe why some guys didn't make our top 100 list. So you can check that out. I'm going to have a feature on the University of Miami running, I think, early next week. If they didn't already run it, I don't even know what they run, bro. I turn in so much stuff all the time. I'm like, I get alerted when it's finally running, you know, when it's finally being put out there. So I'm hoping.
Shit, I wrote that like 8 years ago. Oh, thanks. I'm glad you guys are posting it. You're catching up to my stuff now. All right, great.
Yeah, and I did bring back the Wide Right podcast last week, and I just did an episode yesterday with Roddy Jones from ESPN. Roddy and the ACC network crew were down there on Monday, and Roddy, I think, is one of the best analysts in college football. He played running back at Georgia Tech, super smart guy. Really knows.
He went to Georgia Tech.
Yes.
That's it. You actually have to hit the books at that place, you know.
Super smart guy, super funny guy, friendly guy, and so we did a half-hour show yesterday that we recorded. I posted it yesterday afternoon. But if you want to check out his insights on the Canes and what he gathered from his behind-the-scenes sort of look, check that out as well.
You got it. Follow him on Twitter at Manny_Navarro and catch his work there at The Athletic. Manny, thank you, my brother. Have a fantastic weekend. We'll catch up on Tuesday.
All right, man. Take care. Good talking to you.
Thank you, sir. There you go. The great Manny Navarro and our BigCheeseMiami.com NIL and recruiting report.
You've been listening to the Big Cheese Miami Recruiting and NIL Report with Manny Navarro. At the Big Cheese Miami, they continue to purchase the same high-quality ingredients that the most expensive Italian restaurants use. The difference is they serve large portions at a family price. Visit the Big Cheese at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue in Miami. Call 305-662-6855 or go to thebigcheesemiami.com. Go Canes!
All right. And we are here, of course, at Acura of Pembroke Pines. You can come on by and say hi at 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 and Pines. Come on by. The great Sean Stanley's here. We got the great Larry Schlossberg there. Yes, sir. Mike Chan, Jordan Ferber out at the Swervis Center. If you need any Swervis, they'll take care of you. It's all good. So Sha'Carri Richardson. Did you see that whole mess with her boyfriend?
Yeah, I saw what you put out.
So she was, charged with 4th-degree domestic violence, but they didn't press the charges because the boyfriend didn't want to press charges. And the video is out. And you can see Christian Coleman getting pushed around and hit by her, and she throws the headphones at him and everything. The only thing the only question I have is, are you shocked? Is there any surprise to you that Sha'Carri Richardson is fiery? Did you need to see that video to know she was fiery? Have you met the woman? You know, there are certain women, we're guys here, okay? Most of us, I know there are some women watching, but most of us as guys, when we go out and when we start to meet women, we kind of know what they are already, right? After you've hung out with them a little bit, you're going to, oh, this one's kind of aggressive. Oh, this one's kind of a party girl. Oh, this one's kind of mellow. Oh, this one's kind of conservative. This one's, and like, So it's like, I'm not surprised that if Sha'Carri got pissed at her boyfriend, that she'd probably try to smack you once or twice, because it's just kind of, I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying I'm not surprised. You know what I'm saying? It's just, and for us guys, you know me, I love to be brutally honest in every way, shape, and form. That's why this show will rub you the wrong way and maybe sometimes rub you the right way. But some of us as guys, we're our own worst enemies, right? Because we want to go out with the fiery chick. We want to go out with the crazy chick. We want to go out with the chick that's kind of on the edge. Why? Because when you get to the bedroom, it's the same thing. 99% of the time, okay? If she's a wild one, you know what I mean? The great Ludacris once said, we need a lady in the street but a freak in the bed. That's, that's kind of hard to find. Usually the freak in the bed's kind of a freak in the street too. And, that's just kind of the way it goes. So you like to play with fire. She's a little bit off balance. She might be a few sandwiches short of a picnic. Her elevator may not go to the top floor, but when you enter the bedroom, you are in ecstasy. So you got to take the bad with the good. Because I know that's why a lot of you guys stay with the crazy woman. It's kind of the way it goes. I'm just saying. So when I saw this Sha'Carri Richardson story, I was like, am I going to be surprised that Sha'Carri Richardson got into an argument with her boyfriend and she got a little feisty? Yeah. Dude, I'm Cuban, man. You ever been around Latin women? Come on, man. Give me a break. Yeah. Latin women, Latin moms. Come on, kids, you got out of line. That chancleta was coming, bro. Fiery women. It's kind of, that's kind of the way it goes. But some of you, you know what you got yourself into, and you're still doing it. I'm just saying. Anyway, have fun, Sha'Carri. Oh, man. And by the way, again, last couple of days, the Rashawn Slater, the Ravens CB, Anthony Richardson, the Colts CB, all these people, dude, all that matters in training camp for me nowadays is just injuries. I just want the Dolphins to be as healthy as possible. They're not a very good team. They're not a deep team. I just need them to survive to the first week. Then after that, I mean, you can't control anything else, but man, all the pre look at you're a Chargers fan now. Your left tackle's out for the season. That just like changes everything.
Yeah, no, change your whole offense.
Changes everything. Your season hasn't started, and your season has been altered massively because you don't replace him. Like the person who plays there won't even be half the player that guy is. Sucks, dude. So I just want my Dolphins to get to week 1. I don't want injuries. That's all I can ask for. That's it. I don't get too high. This stupidity of who's up, who's down. I get it why they have to do it. The editors make them do this silliness. It really doesn't mean anything. to be quite honest. Whatever. I just want to know, oh, no injuries? It's a great day. Injuries, shit day. That to me, that's all that matters in preseason. I don't get hung up with any of the other stuff because all the other stuff is BS. We'll really find out about our teams and our coaches and front office and personnel and trades and draft picks when they play and when they play real games. That's when we'll find out. Because right now there's nothing real. But what's real is losing players for the season. Oh, shit, dude. God, that sucks, bro. Absolutely sucks. Yes, sir.
Caleb Williams will not be playing against the Dolphins. That's come out. But nothing so far from anything else going on, just so.
Okay. I'm sure Colin Cowherd will be disappointed. Because that's all he ever talks about. Anything LA, because he's from USC, right? So, yeah, anything LA, that's usually what they do on that show. So he'll be disappointed. What do you got?
I got a silly story that's nothing to do with sports.
Oh, I'm all into silliness.
All right. This is from KPRC2 in Houston.
Yes.
Houston's Trump Burger owner, Roland Marazbieni, was arrested by ICE for overstaying his visa. He's now being deported.
But he makes Trump burgers.
Gone out of Houston. H-Town, down.
The guy makes Trump burgers and we deported him? Tell you, that is just wrong, bro. You would figure you make Trump burgers, you're safe. But nope, not with the orangutan. No one is safe with the orangutan.
All right. So joint practice is just getting started.
Oh.
Finally, Furones came through, but nothing on the
Pass the joint.
Nothing on the Mike McDaniel press conference. So I guess he didn't say anything.
Maybe he'll talk after.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, by the way, I went to the movies yesterday with the wife. All right. And we saw Weapons. And I got to tell you, it's not as good as people are making it out to be. It was a decent movie. It had a really good storyline. I got to tell you, it had a lot of potential, but it was a very clumsy ending to the movie. I think Pat in Nashville, if you're still watching, you said you were going to go watch it. I believe you said that. Maybe you might agree with me on this. I felt like The Sopranos at the end. Like, huh? Like, wow, this is how it ends? Really? And so it had potential. It's not as scary as you may think a horror movie might be. But it was kind of a disjointed, bad finish. They kind of didn't really tie everything up in a better way. You know what I'm saying? So it was almost, I don't know, there's a part of me, it's like, oh, we're out of budget. We'll just end it right here or something, you know? Decent movie, not a terrible movie. I'm not going to go Naked Gun terrible. That's freaking terrible. It was a decent movie, but it's not a movie that I would tell you, hey, go take your loved one and go spend $25, or is it 25 or even more than that for 2 tickets? It might be more than that, right? It might be more than that. Well, $25, $30, whatever it is, I wouldn't spend it on that. I would wait for it to be on a platform. Okay? That's all I would tell you. Brolin did a nice job. I thought the woman playing the teacher did a better job as an actress overall. But kind of a clumsy and awkward and not a good enough finish to the movie, I would kind of say. It was kind of an awkward way of, I don't want to give up too much, but just, So I would tell you Weapons, good concept, scary, but not that scary, clumsy finish, very Sperano-like, not worth the money, wait for it on a platform. That would be my 2 cents on that. I don't know if I'm going to watch any other movie this weekend. I think I'm kind of caught up for this week, mostly on movies. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll watch something on Saturday or Sunday in the morning and go check it out. I'm not exactly sure. If you have a suggestion, by the way, please. Don't mind suggestions either. Let me do, while I did the movie, let me do real quick the entertainment. Let's start off with musicians. Who was born on this date? We start off with Shawn Mendes, the singer and the songwriter from Canada, born in 1998. Let's see who else celebrating birthdays. Scott Stapp from Creed, born in 1973. The Edge, Dave Evans from U2, born in 1961 on this date. Paul Jackson, bassist with T-Pow, born in 61. Ricky Rocket, drummer with Poison, born in 59. Christopher Foreman, guitarist for Madness, One Step Beyond. Dennis Drew from 10,000 Maniacs, born in 57. Ali Score of A Flock of Seagulls, born in 56. Liberty DeVito, drummer for Billy Joel, born in 1950. Ariane Love, singer with the Philadelphia soul group, The Stylistics. You make me feel brand new. I sing this song for you. John David, drummer with Dr. Hook, born in 42. That falsetto is a killer, bro. All right, let's go with birthdays for regular people. Remember, if I don't give you the age, that means they are no longer with us. Okay? Supreme Court Justice Arthur Goldberg, born in 1908. Movie producer Dino De Laurentiis, born in 1919. Actor Dustin Hoffman, born in 37. He is 88. Musician, actor Connie Stevens, born in 38. She's 87. Wow, still with us. Awesome. Actor Larry Wilcox, born in 47. He's 78. Actor Keith Carradine, born in 49. He's 76. TV personality Deborah Norville, born in 58. She's 67. Now I need this thing to refresh. Seriously. Da na 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 na. All right, here we go. JC Chaz from Instinct, born in 76. He's 49. Drew Lachey from 98 Degrees, born in 76. He's 49. Tennis legend Roger Federer, born in 81. He's 44. Actress Megan So Good, born in 81. She's 44. Musician Eric Hulk from Portugal the Man, born in 81. He's 44. Actor Casey Cott, born in 92, 33. And WNBA player Asia Wilson, born in 96. She's 29. And that is it. Sean Stanley, do you have wrestlers born on this date?
Yes, sir, we do. Akatoshi Saito turned 60. Joe Gacy of the Wyatt Six is 38. The great Lord Alfred Hayes was born on this date in 1928. Rampage Brown turns 42. Rinku Singh turns 37. Mrs. Lesnar, Sable, she turns 58. Scott D'Amore is 51. Shayna Baszler, 45. Zach Gibson turns 35. And on a personal, because we're off tomorrow, the Squared Circle Digest co-host Frankie Fresco's birthday is tomorrow. So I want to send out a great birthday weekend to him.
Happy birthday, Frankie. We love you, brother.
And those are your birthdays.
Except your stinking Gators.
For August 8th,
We love
2025. Go Canes.
Damn right. Screw the Gators. But we love you, Frankie. Anyway, let's move over to music history. What happened today, you ask? You asked, right? Well, we tell you exactly what happened today. Whoa.
Big O.
Yes. Well,
what happened in music history?
Let me tell you. Here we go. We start off in 1970. Janis Joplin bought a headstone for the grave of her greatest influence, Bessie Smith, at Mont Lawn Cemetery in Philadelphia. The blues singer's grave was unmarked until that time. Smith was one of the most popular blues singers of the 20s and 30s, but sadly died in a car crash in 37. In 81, MTV broadcast its first stereo concert, and I was there. I watched it with REO Speedwagon, who performed in Denver, Colorado, having just released the album High Infidelity with hit singles Keep On Loving You and Taking on the Run, Baby. Don't Let 'Em Go. What else do we have? In 83, on this date, Billy Joel released his 9th studio album, An Innocent Man, with the title tracks Tell Her About It, Uptown Girl, The Longest Time, Leave a Tender Moment Alone. In 86, David Crosby of Crosby, Stills, and Nash was released from prison after serving 3 years for drug and weapons possession. His conviction would be overturned by a Texas appeal court in November of 87. In 87, on this date, U2 scored their second U.S. #1 single with the Joshua Tree album with I Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For. The song received 2 nominations for the 30th Grammy Awards in 88 for Record of the Year and Song of the Year. In 88, on this date, NWA's debut, Straight Outta Compton, was released. In 92, Madonna went to #1 on the U.S. singles charts with This Used to Be My Playground, a #3 hit in the UK, and the track was taken from the film A League of Their Own. In 94, on this date, the Notorious B.I.G. released his debut solo single, Juicy. In 2000, De La Soul released her 5th studio album, Artificial Intelligence, Mosaic Thump, and it featured Ooh. In 2007, on this date, the ageless MIA released her 2nd studio album, Kala. It features Paper Planes. And that woman doesn't age. Damn, that woman doesn't age. In 2015, rapper Sean Price, died at the age of 43. In 2017, on this date, Glenn Campbell died at 81 after a long battle with Alzheimer's disease. He released more than 70 studio albums, sold over 45 million records worldwide, and his hits included By the Time I Get to Phoenix, Wichita Lineman, Galveston, Rhinestone Cowboy. His guitar playing can be heard on Strangers in the Night. With Frank Sinatra, You've Lost That Love and Feeling, with the Righteous Brothers, and I'm a Believer from the Monkees. Let's see what else. In 2022, on this date, a lot of shit happened, man. Olivia Newton-John died at 73 after a long battle with breast cancer. I hate cancer, bro. Can we stop with this cancer shit? All right, Mel Tillis was born today in 1932. Let's see who else. John Gustafson, bassist for the Mercy Beats, Roxy Music, born today in 42. Willie Hall, drummer for Isaac Hayes and the Blues Brothers, born in 75. And And let's see. Ooh, Cool Mo D. Knowledge is king. Born on this date. He is 63 today, dude. That is awesome. Happy birthday, Cool Mo D. I like Cool Mo D. And that is it. I mentioned everybody else. That's what happened today in Musica history. How do you like them apples, Jack? What do you got, cuz?
We got some things coming out of Dolphins.
Uh-oh.
Tyreek Hill is battling an oblique injury, not practicing today, but he did take the receivers and Tua bowling yesterday. Mohamed Kamara is in concussion protocol, and he was left at home because of how fresh the injury was.
Yeah, no need to travel on that. Yeah, that's smart.
Let me see what else happened here. Omar just put out a thing like today's a big day for the Dolphins young CB room. If they struggle against Caleb Williams and a Bears team still learning the offense, Miami's in trouble.
Really? They're not in trouble already?
Hold on. Somebody else.
Let's just try to throw some hope out there just so you can keep reading my stuff. I'm good. Okay.
Rookie safety Dante Trader Jr. not practicing today, apparently.
No, they're still injured.
He's being walked off. Miami was trying to hold him out of work last week to get him healthy for this week. Guess that failed. And I'll keep you updated. That's all we got as of right now.
And Dante Trader Jr., it was, let's see, what happened to Trader Jr.? Was it also concussion for him? Trying to remember what the hell happened to Dante Trader Jr. But anyway, that sucks.
It looks like Ethan Bonner going to get the start today in the backfield, which with everybody else down, I guess makes sense. Joe Shad put Tyreek Hill oblique, not in pads, also not suited up for the Dolphins. Kamara in protocol, Ingold in protocol, and then of course Jackson, Myers, Matos, Ashton Davis, Cam Smith, Dante Trader.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm glad that they're not forced. Well, it's an oblique injury anyway, but you don't need to force Tyreek into this.
Yeah, and then they did add it. He exasperated it during practices, so apparently he had it and then made it worse by practicing. So,
Carl, thank you for giving me some love on my exceptional falsetto. I mean, you know talent when you see it, buddy. Okay, Brian Radke, much love. Thank you for supporting us. A little love on Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. Ray, thank you. Says, good morning, my brother. Happy Bitcoin Friday. Can't wait for UM and Notre Dame for the Dolphins. I'll wait for week 1. Can't wait. I'm with you there, man. I can't wait. Remember, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo, and you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation. Remember, Hialeah Park, great place to go hang out over the weekend. They've got music and entertainment, DJs. They're giving away a beautiful red Corvette right now. Every time you play the slot machines, every time you play, you get an entry. And if you're there on the night of the 30th at 1 a.m., which becomes the 31st, you got to be there in person for the drawing, and only a fraction of the people that play the machines are there. So your chances of winning whatever it is they're giving away goes up drastically. I'm just telling you, that red Corvette is badass. We have shown it to you a couple times already. It's really, really cool. So go check out our friends at Hialeah Park. You can use that QR code. By the way, you can download the sports app and make your bets. All that good stuff there at Hialeah Park. It's a beautiful thing, baby. Big O says, Jesse Johnson, you have a blessed day. Enjoy rest of your day. Miami Dolphins for life. Miami has a great season this year. I think Stephen Ross will get rid of Chris Greer and Mike McDaniel this year. We'll see. And if they don't have a great year, we shall find out what's going to happen, my brother. You know, if you've listened enough, you may know exactly what I think is going to end up happening. Yes.
Question for you.
Yes.
Oblique. That's lower extremity?
Yes.
Oblique is?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
No, because I just Omar puts
Kind of
out
mid-level here.
I thought like core injury. I was
Yeah.
thinking like that's
That's a
not,
core injury.
That's not lower body then, right? Or is lower? I don't know where that.
Well, it's like in between, I guess.
You know how you put it. He puts out an article and he says Miami Dolphins receiver Tyreek Hill seems to be limited by lower extremity injury.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever. But either way, bro, I mean, oblique, whatever. It is. It is. It is. It is. Can I tell you something that bodes really well for the Miami Dolphins? There's a game that's being played within the game. We've talked about this, right? And you saw how they've handled this offseason where there hasn't been a real investment of like jobs on the line. Like you're not mortgaging picks from the future or money or anything. In fact, you're actually putting picks more back for into the future and actually strengthening your future is what you've been doing. Okay. While weakening your present. So I've told you what I think is going on here, right? That it's kind of a transition year and they're kind of like, well, you know, Mike, we got to kind of transition. We can't go spending that much like we've had the last couple of years, you know? So we kind of you got to toughen it up here and do your best here and get us through here. And we know you can do it. We've got, you know, faith in you. And behind the scenes, we're like, yeah, this guy's going to fail. We'll move Weaver over. So I want to like show you another example. And Weaver is a guy that communicates well with players, carries himself well, but he has something that Brian Flores doesn't have. Awareness. Because if you ask him about the secondary, have you heard his answers? Oh, he's got faith in all those guys, and he talks them up to the end and all of that. And he doesn't come in and Fangio the stuff and well, I don't know, this, that, and then no, why? He knows they've dealt him a shit bunch of cards in the secondary outside of Minka. He knows it. The front office knows it, but he understands the big picture. He knows that he's got to put on the good face, be the professional. You can't show weakness and you can't show lack of confidence in those young men because then they will lack confidence. So your best chance to succeed is to coach the best you can and give them as much confidence and belief in them, and maybe they could go out there and it'll translate. That is very smart on his part. And also, I think he's also showing the people that are running the team that I get it. I'm going to do what needs to be done this year in order to move forward to get better. And the fact that he plays ball this way in a year where you got to transition, that's something that Flo didn't understand the first year. He didn't understand the first year was simply a transition year. Dude, we're trying to lose here. We're not trying to win. That's why we've made the moves we've made. And then Flo's like, no, hell no, I'm trying to win. And it's like, yo, dude, we're trying to lose here. Do you get it? We're trying to lose here. And he's out there, God bless him, coaching, but that wasn't the year to coach. That was the year to understand what you are. Anthony Weaver understands who they are. And he's putting on, look, dude, nobody's going to tell you what I've told you. Nobody's going to tell you, hey, you know, we took this approach because, one, it's financially responsible. Two, it puts us in a position that we're acting financially responsible, but at the same time, we know we don't have the coach that can overcome a team that's nearly not as good as it was last year or not even close to the team you had 2 years ago. So you have taken a couple steps back. We know we don't have the guy, but hey, we're doing the responsible thing. Now it's up to him to be a good coach. Oh, he's not? We got to make a change. But they're not going to tell you that because that doesn't make any sense. Hey, you know, we're doing all this because we're kind of setting things up because we think, you know, this guy's going to fail and we've got the guy in place. And the guy in place is a man's man. He gets it. He knows how to communicate with players. He knows how to communicate with the top of the team. He knows exactly what needs to be done, and he knows what face to put out there. Because years ago with Flo, they didn't tell you they were tanking, but you kind of figured they were tanking. The only thing is we were all confused, including myself, because I was like, well, Flo's. I mean, how many times did I defend Flo for not tanking? There's no way he's tanking. Maybe everybody else thought they were tanking, but that guy did not tank. And it was the truth. Flo was not, and that's part of the reason why he's not here. Because the guy wanted to do everything on his own, and he didn't get what they were trying to do, which, yo, dude, you have to like follow the plan, and you'd end up with Joe Burrow. It's kind of, that was the plan. Anthony Weaver, he understands the plan. He gets it. He sees what they're doing, and he is all in. And I think they like that. It just becomes another layer, another example, another reason why that should be your head coach. Anthony Weaver. It's just all these little things, when you put them all together, it just makes sense. That's the direction we're going in. That's what we could expect, unfortunately. Or in my case, for me personally, I'm a little different than a lot of you out there. I look forward to this season in the individual and the transition sense. If that's what's really going to happen, I cheer this on. Okay? Because I want Weaver. I don't know if we could find a better candidate. We don't get good candidates, as you've noticed over the years. We just don't. And when we thought we had great ones, they sucked also. Jimmy and Parcells and Saban. Even when we thought they were established and good, they sucked also. And then we've gotten all the up-and-coming assistants and all that, offense, defense, and it's never worked out. We've tried everything. We have tried everything, and it hasn't worked. But this guy, he gets it, dude. I just, the way I see it, he just passes every single test. And when you can communicate with the top, when you can communicate with the bottom, when you can communicate with everybody in the middle, I just kind of see that guy. He is definitely an absolute night and day difference to what you currently have at this point in time. Let's see what else. Anything going on? Oh God, what do you got for me now?
Got to scroll too as we go here. David Furones. Bears receivers whipped Dolphins cornerbacks in one-on-ones. Most of the incompletions were flags. The cornerbacks, Mike Hilton, Ethan Bonner, Cornell Armstrong had PB pass breakups. Patrick Paul got put on the ground during his first rep of one-on-one by Dayo Odeyingbo. Larry Borum has had 2 good reps of one-on-one. He's been improving.
Ooh.
So we get some one-on-ones here, and nothing else has come through yet.
Okay. All right. All right. True Fan says, in my opinion, that the Miami Dolphins are in the first stages of the next rebuild. They could have mortgaged the future, but they understand the definition of insanity. Exactly. You cannot keep investing in that guy. And they knew they had to be responsible here. Plus, I think they know they have the right guy waiting. And you know you're going to lose him. You know? You and I know they're going to lose him. There's no doubt in my mind that they will lose Weaver at the end of the year. Somebody will take him. So I hope it doesn't happen. I hope we get to keep our target, because I think it might be one of our best candidates that we've had in a long time. Maybe the best candidate we've had in a long time when it's all said and done, because maybe he's the one that can have success. But for me, it's kind of, that's where I'm at, you know. I would love to see this guy prove me wrong. I just, in a season where you're as thin as you are, I just have a hard time believing that that's going to be the guy that's going to make a difference. You know, that's the problem. Anthony Weaver is praised for his strong leadership, ability to connect with players, and coaching adaptability. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So far, nothing on. Well, they're doing one-on-ones, Frankie. So usually the Kenneth Grant stuff, you'll see it more on teams than anything else. Is what you really want, because it's the sealer and the D tackles. It's not really about pass rush on one-on-ones. So it's more about the team sessions and how they do in team pass rush, and obviously stopping the run, which is their number one priority, and filling the gaps and all those kind of things. So it's kind of different when you measure the defensive tackles, Frankie. A little different, you know what I'm saying, than just the flat out ends, where you're really measuring their pass rushing skills and their hand techniques and all that. Yes, sir.
Eric Ezukama just got laid out by Jonathan Owens in 7-on-7. Came down with a touch catch, and safety couldn't stop his momentum. He walked off after a bit, so he has left the playing field.
He always gets banged up. Another guy that cannot stay healthy and barely even plays. Ezukama is even more fragile than most people because he doesn't even get to the regular season. Another guy that's been enjoying the college life in the NFL. Tanner Connor, Julian Hill, all these guys, they hang around the facility for 2, 3, 4 years just stealing money, bro. Yes, sir.
Travis Wingfield, just heads up. That's never mind. Tua was perfect in 7-on-7, mostly short stuff, but the ball only hit the ground once when he turfed it. He did have a nice 20-yard outbreaker to Malik. And then on defense, Caleb Williams couldn't pull the trigger on 3 different occasions. He held it for 5+ seconds.
You should call John Moran if he wants to pull the trigger. I'm sorry. I couldn't help it. What do you want me to do? It was a volley. I had to slam it. Don't kill the messenger. Jesus. It's not my fault. Oh, man. So, by the way, Trump did sign the executive order for the 401ks. So that is awesome. They have tariffs now on gold. Did you see that? You know there's no tariffs on Bitcoin, right? It can go peer-to-peer, all over, country to country, all over the world, within seconds, for pennies. No government control, no nothing. SEC and Ripple ended their lawsuit. So that is good. Finally, XRP gets rid of the stupid crap that Biden and company were all behind, doing all the dirty shit. El Salvador to open up a Bitcoin bank. Ethereum hits 4,000. A lot of good stuff happening. But what I want for you guys is to take some time and learn about our money and how all these presidents are destroying it. And then and I want you to then learn about Bitcoin after that. And then that'll convince you. Don't be like a guy named Brian yesterday on Twitter, going back and forth, who wanted to act like he knew something. And then he gave me this answer and he says, I can make more money when the value of the dollar drops. Hang on to it until the dollar strengthens. And that would be nice if there was any truth to any of that. But the purchasing power since 1930, well, your dollar was $1 in 1930. Then it was 56 cents in 1960. By 1990, it's 13 cents. And now it's 5 cents. That's what your dollar is. You've lost 95% of its purchasing power since 1930. So it doesn't go up. But don't be stupid like Brian and actually learn about what's going on. I'm just telling you. Anyway, there's your little crypto moment for you. And we thank our friends at R&M Contractors, and they know how to get it done. Ray and Mike, they are absolute beasts. 305-345-3649. They do it all. Waterproofing your terrace, your balcony, flood test report, impact windows, door installation, bathroom upgrades, kitchen upgrades, full-blown appliances, everything, full-blown remodel, whatever you need, maintenance, stucco repair, drywall, level 5 finish. They do it all. Make sure you reach out to Ray and Mike, 305-345-3649 for R&M Contractors. What else do we have? What do you got, Sean?
Tua just got intercepted by Jaquan Brisker on a pass intended for Chris Myrick.
Okay.
F it. Send it in.
Here's Chris Myrick is out for a pass, bro.
Why is Tua throwing to Chris Myrick?
Why is Chris Myrick out there? A guy's been out of football for a couple of years. Hey, Chris, are you still in shape? Well, yeah, I'm kind of working out, Coach. Hey, we want to bring you in for a couple of checks here just to fill in for now. And you caught that one ball for us in the preseason.
He hasn't played in 3 years, but the guy that's only been retired a year can't make the field.
Right.
Well, we bring Chris Myrick back, and he's in the Bears practicing already. When we signed him 2 days ago?
Yeah, no, but Darren Waller, it's tricky. It's not tricky with Chris Myrick, who's been completely out of football for 3 years. But the guy that's been doing tough men competitions and all that up until just a month ago, he's not in shape and ready to go. Bro, go sell that bull crap to somebody else. Okay? Go lie to somebody else. But you're not going to lie to me. I'm not going to allow you to lie to me, and I'm not going to allow you to lie to our audience. Because I will tell our audience exactly what's really going on. And everything with Darren Waller, I call absolute bullshit.
It gets worse, though.
Oh, yeah? What do we got now?
At the same precise time as the Tua interception, Tyson Bagent threw a touchdown to Colston Loveland, splitting the safeties, McMorris and Saunders, for a touchdown. The same time as interception.
And what's the name of that quarterback?
Hold on, I got to look it up again.
Say it again.
Tyson, I believe, Bagent. Baegent. Tyson Bagent just shredded the Dolphins secondary.
Yeah. Hey, but they'll win 12 games this year. Don't worry about it.
Doggy. We're
Don't worry
throwing
about
interceptions, touchdowns happening on the other end at the same time. I mean,
how do you get a read on anything when Chris Myrick is playing? Oh my God, Chris Myrick.
Oh my God.
The fact you're playing Chris Myrick and Darren Waller can't go.
Oh, I mean, it just gets worse.
What do you got now?
Alexander Madison fumbled a pass. Dolphins lose possession.
But he's dominated in practice because the writers just write about how he's dominating.
Appears Taj Washington, at least, though, is having a good practice.
There we go. By the way, he actually has had a decent camp, Taj Washington. And after coming back from the knee injury, I think it was knee, it's good to see that you really don't know the receivers after the top two guys. Like, you need them to step up, as much as I like, what's it called? The Malik Washington, I like him, but we need him to put it together. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, with all this coming out of this first joint practice,
I mean,
does Mike McDaniel leave Chicago?
Well, I think we're looking at 17-0. I think so.
Well, that's me, but
Tyson's dad was a professional arm wrestler. Yeah. I guess so. He's got a great arm. Let me help you. That's 10-4 ratio, 20-8, 40-16. You get it? Oh, my God. More bad news?
More bad news. Piling on.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Watching the Dolphins D lineman in one-on-ones, Alan Poupart said the vantage point wasn't the greatest, but he could see it didn't go well for the Dolphins over there.
Ooh. It didn't go well. Well, what can I tell you? But that's the beauty of the way some guys and ladies in the media work it, because they get to talk it up a lot. And then because they talked it up, then they get to bring it down as much as they want. You know what I mean? That's a convenient thing to do, bro. If Willie Gay does nothing, well, Willie Gay was great in camp and he just didn't show up today. What's going on with Willie Gay? Well, he's just kind of Willie Gay. He's a nice player, solid player, but he's not a great player. So it's kind of what we do. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that, but I'm just saying some of my brethren in the media love to do that. And they love to build it up, and then they build it up, and then they get to tear it down because they're the ones that built it up, even though it wasn't really worthy of building up. But they built it up, and so then now you worked up your fans, and then the fans are also tearing it down when it wasn't worth building up from the first place. It's kind of rough. You know what I'm saying? It's tough on that. What else do we have? Happy birthday to lead singer of Creed. Yes, we mentioned Scott Stapp. We did. We mentioned it. We mentioned it, sir. Creed is good. I'm good with Creed. I got no problem with Apollo Creed or Creed the band. I'm good with either one, actually. By the way, we are here at Acura of Pembroke Pines at 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 in Pines. The Integra 2025 model right now. I was telling you, there's a nice, beautiful black one that was here, $299 a month, 3.9% financing for 60 months. The ADX is the sedan that a lot of people are now checking out because it's a brand new model, 4.9% financing for 60 months. You can get it for $349 a month. The RDX, my wife has been driving an RDX now for 15 years. Okay. And it'll be 16 by the time she gets it, because she'll be changing in 2026. She's at right now. You can get that RDX with the Summer of Performance sales event going on, $419 a month, only 4.9% financing for 60 months. So come on down here, tell them that Big O sent you, and if you happen to own or lease an Acura, we've got a great service center out there, beautiful area to relax. Got a refrigerator on the far left corner. They got free water for you there. So if you're thirsty, TVs, they got a little cafeteria and everything. So if you want to get a little pastel or something else there, they can take care of you while you're waiting for your tires to get rotated or oil change or whatever it is that you're doing here at Acura Pembroke Pines. See Mike Chan and Jordan Ferber, great people. They do amazing work. And of course, Larry Schlossberg, who's right behind me, Tony Stampone, man. Just Pat Nasto, great people out here at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. All right. Thank you out there as always. What do we have here? Frankie Fresco, thank you for the love on the super chat. He says for love, you guys. Go Gators. Canes losing against us, he says. Thank you, Frankie. Even though you're wrong, but that's all right. Canes are going all the way, Frankie. All right, what do you got? You got good news for me now. Yeah, please, we need the good news, dude. Let's go.
Jordan Brooks.
I've heard of him.
Caleb Williams on a pass to Cole Kmet.
Okay. All right.
So starting to turn around. Things are starting to turn around.
I won't demean it because it's Caleb Williams.
And it went to Cole Kmet. That's at least two people we know.
Yeah. He said, well, I mean, hey, listen, nobody loves their tight ends like Chicago.
I mean, he's no Chris Myrick, but he is a Cole Kmet.
No one's Chris Myrick. Only the Dolphins would have a guy that hasn't played in 3 years practicing against, scrimmaging against the Bears. But Darren Waller who's accomplished a hell of a lot more, can't do it. You go ahead and try to explain that one for me. Explain that one to me, Lucy. Yeah, go ahead.
Dolphins, 2 chunk plays to Achane. 2 to Achane. 1 up the sideline, 1 down the middle. Well-timed throw between 2 defenders.
Who threw it? Tua?
Tua.
Okay. All right.
Come on. You think they're going to have Zach Wilson on with Achane? I hope not.
You never know.
I mean, they do have Chris Myrick in there too. So
that's why I'm saying you never know. True Fin fan, thank you for the super chat. Blind ass fan alert for Frankie, please. And True Fin fan, he asked for it. He gets it.
Blind ass fan alert. Look out, everyone. We've got a blind ass fan coming through.
Juan Rosa says, you forgot to mention that you get to see Kyle Lowry once in a blue moon at Acura Pembroke Pines. And dude, Kyle Lowry, that lazy bastard, has now avoided us. He comes really early and leaves, and we don't. Wait, what do you got?
I can confirm by my sources that I have here at Acura Pembroke Pines. Kyle Lowry was a no-show today.
Whoa.
Yes.
Whoa. You thought garbage couldn't get any lower?
No.
How about that? He couldn't even show up. And, whenever Lowry shows up, it is garbage time. All right. Let's see. What else do we have? Oh, no. What do you got now? Because you're laughing now.
Because
Chris Myrick scored a touchdown?
No. David Florida's Dolphin zone beaten on a last long pass deep to outside to what is that name?
All right, Dolphins zone beaten on long pass outside to Olamide Zacchaeus. Olamide Zacchaeus for a touchdown.
Yep.
Olamide Zacchaeus. An Olamide Zacchaeus is scoring touchdowns on your ass. But then again, who stops Olamide Zacchaeus? There's not a lot of people that can stop Olamide Zacchaeus. Pharaohs have tried. Wizards have tried. Cornerbacks have tried. But Olamide Zacchaeus is not a person to be dealt with. He's not a person you really want to stay away from. Olamide Zacchaeus. And we paid the price. We thought we could stop the great Olamide Zacchaeus, and we can't. We just can't. Yes, sir.
Good news, bad news here. Eazy-E's back on the field.
Oh, there we go.
The bad news is Terrell Smith just broke up a pass from Tua to Eazy-E.
Okay. Well, there you go. Eazy-E. Not so easy with him. What else do we have? The joint practices will definitely show us how the Dolphins will be this season, and it looks rough. I really didn't need that. I don't really know how people are expecting anything but a rough season. I really don't I get it that you have to convince yourselves that it's going to be better so you can watch, or I don't know what it is that psychologically some of you are doing to yourselves. I really don't understand it. Why you can't just okay, we're not going to be that good. I'm still going to watch. I love my Dolphins. But yeah, this is not a good roster, and that's not a good coach. So that's just a terrible combination. I just don't need to see any of this. I kind of know what's going to happen. I just see what you got. Yes, sir.
Omar Kelly also said Jalen Wright is running in quicksand. I just don't see it. Most of his runs aren't gaining positive yards.
Okay. All right. Brett Dodger said, I had Olamide Zacchaeus once, but got cured. You're lucky. I think you're one of the lucky ones, Brett. Yeah, most people don't come back from Zacchaeus. Yeah, it's kind of bad. It's kind of bad. You can try to stop him, but you can really only hope to contain Olamide Zacchaeus. Yes.
I'm only going to say this one because you've said this many times. Omar put out, he had the breakup.
Oh, wait a minute. Willie Gay dropped another interception?
No. This
okay.
This is going toward what you said the Dolphins need to be.
Oh, okay.
He said Miami's clearly struggling with how physical the Bears defense is being.
Yeah. You don't just turn it on, bro, and become physical. You know what I mean? Did the Panthers just become physical? No, it took them a process of a couple of years to really develop it and take their hits and all that. This could be the start of it, but it's not going to be like like you're not going to get to the end result right now. Nowhere near that right now. And by the way, they don't even have the depth for it. And they don't even have the proven results from it. So yeah, this is just going to be a little tough. Uh-oh, what do we got now?
Mike McDaniel's gonna be so mad.
Does he get mad?
Tough sledding for the Zach Wilson group. 2 off-target balls. Zach Wilson
off target,
and then Ezukama couldn't hang on.
The only thing he hits on target are MILFs.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And then apparently the one pass that did make it to the receiver, Ezukama couldn't hang on to. The Bears DB punched the ball out. Tariq Black gets a step up the sideline, but it's overthrown. Zach Wilson experiment off to a great start in the joint practices.
There's no such thing as an easy catch for Ezukama. It's what we're learning. So these are the pun practices we're having here on the show. The pun practices. And every pun is intended. Okay? Derek Sibley, oh my God, the Dolphins are going to be so bad this year. Oh my God, you haven't been listening to me for months.
Oh my God, we suck again.
It's like, okay. Hey, all right.
If you listen to the show most of the off season, you would understand why this part is being so funny right now.
Yes, yeah, exactly. I'm just not surprised. Look at what you have on the damn roster. Oh man, Frankie goes, Dolphins are going to be so bad. Yes, I'm trying to be a blind ass fan. We don't have. Let's just be realistic and let's love our team no matter what, and let's just go along with it. And if they're bad, then we'll just laugh at it because we're already. I think we're already past tired of being pissed, right? I mean, we've been beaten down with so much crap over the last 40 years. It's hard to really. To be pissed. And again, I told you this is a transition year and I can't wait for Weaver. And that's what and when you see Weaver get hired, oh man, that's going to give me I'm going to get that enthusiasm again and the hope, you know what I'm saying? But right now I just don't have that. Yeah. What do we have?
I'll just put it this way. He has not changed one bit. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Jalen Waddle just got laid out by Tyreek Stevenson and forced a fumble on the screenplay. Wide receiver screens are imminent. And Waddle stayed on the ground for a couple of minutes. He did get up afterwards.
Wow.
I bet you it was 3rd and 1.
Yeah. Screens. Trying to get physical, and you want to keep throwing screens. That dude doesn't learn. Just doesn't learn.
Throw the goddamn screen to Chris Myrick. Let him get blown up. Why are you doing it to Jalen Waddle? In freaking practice.
Yeah.
Practice?
We talking practice. It just sucks, Big O. It's the same crap every year. I know, man. This is gonna be but I've been warning you guys and trying to prepare you guys. I know you don't want to listen to me, and some of you avoid the channel and avoid watching the show or listening. Because you don't want to hear the truth. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. Writers have to blow smoke up your ass, and they have to try to set up things and create hopeful things and all that. But I'd rather just be honest. whether it's the Heat that I tell you they are not going anywhere or not getting anybody, or this right now. You know what I mean? Unfortunately. Let's hope that Grant gets better. Let's hope Saylor stays healthy. Let's hope the 7-eye is a real deal, and that Patrick Paul and, things like that improve. But I just don't expect collectively for this team to have major success. It's just not in the cards right now. God, that ZDX is nice, man. That's a really nice red, dude. Yes, sir.
So you talk about how media phases it one way or the other, right?
Right.
So now check this out. Greg Braggs Jr.
Okay.
He's with the Chicago Bears. He covers the Chicago Bears.
Top Bears.
And he says, Bears first-team defense is having a real tough time stopping the run, especially to the left side. Multiple times, Miami's getting to the second level with big chunk plays.
Okay.
Not one of our guys are saying anything about these.
They're
chunk
not saying
plays.
that.
They're only just telling us all the
bad plays.
Yeah.
Oh, because the bad plays sell.
Yeah. Yeah. So just,
you know how we do it on the show.
But then again, also they might be at different areas looking at certain. I mean, I don't understand why more people aren't watching maybe different areas like we did.
I would like
one time where you took one part of the field, somebody took another, and then you kind of change notes. It doesn't feel like that's happening at this moment. Just so. I mean, I'm just.
How come none of our guys are talking about those big chunk plays?
No, the only thing we got was Madison fumbled on the pass. That was the only running back. And then Jalen Wright stuck in the mud or sand, quicksand.
See, that's kind of bogus right there. Sensationalism sells. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. Somebody been warning you about sensationalism. Here we go.
So right after that was tweeted out. Greg Braggs tweeted out 4 minutes ago. Omar 1 minute ago. The Dolphins' offense is being bullied so far. Montez Sweat with a sack on Tua.
Nothing on the running game from any of them.
Running game on it.
Interesting. So the Bears are talking about the Dolphins running, but the Dolphin beat writers aren't talking about the Dolphins running.
They're talking about how the Dolphins are being physically outplayed by the Bears, which has been a running theme here, right?
Okay.
We're always outfit. The Dolphins are always out.
Find some other Bears writers.
Yeah, we'll
there.
do. I'm going to go through right now.
Let me see what else the Bears writers are saying, because that's it's kind of lame, dude. Listening to Sean uptake on the joint practice is like being a general in a war room, watching your guys failing the mission and getting destroyed. Wait, but maybe not all of it is being destroyed. Maybe we're actually having some success and we're not getting it reported here. Can we just fire the guy now? This is sickening. Yeah, they got to go through the whole dog and pony show. Eventually, when it shows cause, my friend, that's when they'll go with it. That's what will happen. By the way, while he searches, just to give you the update, the market is up 215 points. The S&P is up 47. The NASDAQ is up a little bit. As for Bitcoin, it is at 116,000 right now. It was flirting with 117, but it has dropped. It has dropped 0.5%. What else? Chainlink is up 6%. Those are some of the XRPs up 6%, up to $3.24. Pendle is up almost 20%. Pendle is a monster. So there you go. That is some of the stuff going on in the world of crypto. Big O's the only person at 10 a.m. having me crave pizza. Well, and when we talk about the big cheese, that's definitely one piece of pizza you want to crave. What do you got? Anything else there? Nothing from the Chicago folks? Okay. All right. No, I'm sure they're all there. It's in their damn backyard. The Finns Bears coverage has turned into a political type coverage, hasn't it? Hasn't it? Because it's kind of crazy how the one Bears writer is talking about successful runs by the Dolphins, and then the Dolphin beat writers aren't talking about any of the successful runs. They're only talking about the bad plays. So that's kind of like odd that would be the case, you know? Don't forget, folks, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo, and you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation, which we always appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you, as always. And Chainlink and Solana also, as Venmo has grown. Mitch says, have faith, my brother. I think McDaniel will right the ship. Yeah, Mitch, the problem with that is you have nothing to stand on. You understand? You get that? Like what you're saying makes no sense. Nothing about what he's done for years here makes you think that he's going to turn it around. You are literally lying to yourself. If it was a good coach that had some bad breaks, then I can understand you. But it's not. It's a guy that's constantly proven that he's a bad coach and his team is ill-prepared. So that whole, BS that some of you fans do, I get it, dude. You got to lie to yourself. You got to reprogram yourself every year and just say that everything's going to be all right. Even though it's Cam Cameron or Joe Philbin or Dave Wanstead or Mike McDaniel, you're still going to lie to yourself. That doesn't make any sense. You're going to lie to yourself that Brian Flores is going to finally have an offensive coordinator, an offensive line coach that he can count on? No. No. So I hear this for 35 years, Mitch. I've heard this. I've heard it. I've seen it on text. I've seen it on fax. I've seen it on social media. Every year there's a set of fans that just have to lie to themselves. No, this is the year. They're going to figure it out. Okay, where's your proof? They can't win any big games. They can't win in big moments. They get pushed around. The guy is never prepared. So what would even make you think that? There's nothing. It's not like there's a gradual improvement going on or anything like that. No, dude. In fact, you regressed last year. In fact, you have regressed since year one. Because the Buffalo game, even with a backup, you had a chance to actually win that game. And you didn't even know the down. You didn't know the down in a playoff game. You have regressed. So, Mitch, I love you, my brother, but I don't play that game here. I don't sit here and tell you that, the Heat, they're going to land this star, and no, I'm the guy that tells you, dude, they're not landing any of these stars because they don't have the ammunition. They don't have the players. They don't even have the cap space most of the time. It's not realistic, but let the media lie to you because they can, have to write up the story so you guys can have, the false hope. I just can't do that here, man. I can't do that. Yes, sir.
Cam Good blocks a punt.
All right.
There we go. Some good news.
Special teamer.
And also, I say this so jokingly, but I'm sure somebody will grab it. It's gotten so bad for the Dolphins. Teron Armstead is now standing with the offensive line in Chicago.
Okay. So, anyway, Damo, I thought 6 wins, but it's looking like 4. Nah, I still think they'll be in the 7 range, right around there. Maybe 6, maybe 8. But I still think there's enough talent to overcome the coach and win a couple games. But, hey, either way, man, I don't think they're going anywhere. So if they win less, higher draft pick for Weaver. That's the way I look at it. I'm going to spin it to look for a positive down the line. I'm not looking for any positives right now because it's just not there. It's just not there. Sorry. What do we got?
The Chicago Bears writer now posts, Miami is having trouble getting organized with their first team offense.
No.
Multiple false starts.
No.
McDaniels is just holding his head in frustration.
No. Sean, they never have false starts. They're always every year under Mike McDaniel, they never have false starts, and they're always organized. What are you talking about?
Listen to these Bears fans. The Bear fans. Finally, a team where our team is more prepared than the other. Love to hear it. These are the Bears fans talking about us.
Big O, at this point, who would you consider the better owner, Huizenga or Ross? Why would you even ask that question, dude? Huizenga's hockey team got to the Stanley Cup, and his baseball team won the World Series, and his general manager built the World Series team of 2003. So I get it that they came up short in football. I understand that, and both of them mean well, Huizenga and Ross. They just haven't gotten the right combinations together. Didn't matter who it was. Jimmy Johnson was a failure. Parcells is a failure. Saban's a failure. But Huizenga tried, and Ross has tried, and it just hasn't worked out. But Huizenga gets the edge because Huizenga won a World Series and prepared the team to win another World Series, and his hockey team got to the Stanley Cup. So he proved that he could have success. Unfortunately, the Dolphin thing has been a Robbie, a Huizenga, and now a Ross problem because Shula completely lost it. He had no idea how to, once he lost his personnel people from the 70s, he wasn't anything in the personnel department. He was mediocre as hell. We got lucky that we got Marino, dude. Pure luck that he had a shitty year and cocaine rumors, and that's why he fell to us. If he has a decent senior season and doesn't have the party rumors, he never gets to Miami. It wasn't anything genius by Shula. Shula did a lot of stupid ass shit, dude, during the Marino era. A lot of stupid stuff, bro. A lot of when after in hindsight, it wasn't just stupid. It was catastrophically embarrassing. The shit that Don Shula did. He was a joke as a personnel guy. Maybe the best coach I've ever seen in my life. He had to coach you know what it reminds me of? A lot of Belichick? How Belichick would screw up in the personnel department, but then would have to coach his ass off during the regular season and make up for it. Really reminds me a lot of Shula's back-end run. So this problem's been going on for 40 years. Okay? The back end of Robbie Shula, they forgot how to build football teams. And then the Huizenga and the Ross era, they have no idea how to build football teams. I don't know. Don't know how they have not figured out you must dominate the lines, and they just refuse to do that. So one day our team will figure it out. I don't know when, ladies and gentlemen. One day. Yes.
Mike McDaniel, already in season mode. He sprinted onto the field to celebrate with Cameron Good when he got the block, by the way.
Ooh, there you go.
And then the next punt, Monterey Baldwin, who's a rookie, did what Tua should do. He dropped the punt and didn't even try to recover it. He just said, hey, not my job. I'm supposed to catch him. Once I drop it, you do whatever you got to do.
I've been making a business decision.
Yeah, I know I ain't making this team.
I saw Cam Newton's, and he made that business decision, and I says to myself, I was making a business decision. I'm not diving for that ball. I saw the Williams kid for do it a few years ago. I saw business decisions. I'm not diving. That's what's happened. Yes.
Mr. Simone Biles made an appearance.
I was going to say it's a vile attempt at football for the Dolphins, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Jonathan Owens.
Who
was the husband.
Oh, yes, the husband, yes.
Yeah, and Cornell Armstrong got into a shoving match when Armstrong was doing his gunner work. one of the beat writers for the Bears says it's always Owens.
That's it. That's it. Love it. Feisty. Big O, who was the most talented Beatle? I'm going McCartney, bro. Going McCartney, but it's hard. If you want to say Lennon, I'm good with it. I'm good with it. Even people say Harrison was a monster too. If you say Ringo, I'm punching you in the face. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Channing Tindall sighting.
Oh, he's on the team.
He just lost containment on a Bears out returner and would have ran it up the sideline for a touchdown. Now he's not even doing special teams correctly.
So there's a sighting, and then there was a
well, just say
objects
name.
in mirror are a lot farther than they seem.
I
here
feel
in this
like
case.
I haven't heard Channing Tindall's name since the draft.
Yeah. Since they drafted him.
They drafted him. It's
Yeah. By the way, I broke that story.
Yeah, you did.
I had the Channing Tindall pick before everybody else. Yeah. Anyway, I wish I did it.
Jalen Waddle's back on the field, by the way.
Jalen Waddle? Oh, he waddled back? Okay, good.
Yep. And Omar Kelly says, let me say this now. This Dolphins team has to get mentally tougher.
Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, that'll happen over the next week of bonding. You know what? Maybe they'll take out the slip and slide. Because, nothing builds up bonding like slip and slides. Last time I checked, that's how the Panthers have won these 2 Stanley Cups. They have slip and slides.
They melt the ice at the old War Memorial. Now the Panthers den and slide all over the place.
That's it. Then they get together and then they, gather around a fire and have s'mores. That's exactly how the Panthers build their chemistry too. Josie says Tua would be sacked twice. Waddle went down for a few moments, then back up. Thanks for the best writers out there making this news possible. Carl says we shouldn't be taking anything from these practices. We know what this team is under this coach. McDaniel isn't going suddenly become legit. Carl, I'm trying to explain that to people, but I'm having as much success explaining that as I do Bitcoin with a lot of folks. What? You're full of shit. It's a scam. It's a Ponzi scheme. Like one guy said yesterday to me, I'll wait till the government gets really involved. Like, what's wrong with you, bro? Anyway, go ahead.
Dolphins offensive line isn't doing too bad. This is from Omar Kelly. But these wide receivers clearly aren't used to playing physical CBs. Tons of players being rerouted. Tua is throwing to spots, and no receiver is there. That's not the norm.
Okay. Mitch says, sounds like the left side of the line is doing well. Well, it depends on who you read. Oh, man. Hold on. If our hope is on Anthony Weaver taking over the team and the whole defense sucks, even with the shitty players, it's bad. It won't make a difference with Mike or Weaver. No, but Weaver, weren't they like decently ranked last year, despite like their lack of pass rush and stuff like that? He's done a good job, but obviously they will have to improve the secondary. It's the idea is that he will have everyone better prepared than the guy you have now at this point in time. He doesn't run the team. He only runs the defense. And you're not talking about the defensive players out of place. You're talking about the offensive players that are the ones that are having pre-snap penalties. Secondary guys, we know they're bad, Frankie. You can't make chicken salad out of chicken shit, dude. If it's mediocre talent that you brought in, you can't expect him to make it like great talent or anything. You know what I mean? So hopefully the pass rush, he can mask it as much as possible. But we'll find out. We'll find out. What I do know is you're not getting anywhere with the guy you currently have right now. That's all I know. The team was 10th in points allowed last year. Pretty solid by Weaver with no pass rush. Exactly. That's my point. He did a really good job last year. So hopefully he can get an offensive coordinator that is better prepared, and then you move forward. So I don't need Tyreek practicing, James. I need to find out the other guys. So it's actually a good thing that he's not even practicing. Plus, he tweaked the oblique. There's no need to push it right now. You need him for the regular season. You know what I'm saying? So I'm good with that. All right, folks. We thank Larry Schlossberg and all the great people out here, as always. Pat Nasto, Tony Stampone, of course, Mr. Zinn, and his amazing support for us. We are out here, and you can come on out here, man. Take advantage. They've got some great deals going on. As always, they've got a lot that is overflowing with new cars and some certified pre-owned vehicles. They've even got still some 2024 ZDXs, so you can get electrified. Check it out for yourself. Tell them that Big O sent you. They will take care of you here at Craig Zinn's Acura Pembroke Pines. We thank Manny Navarro. We will talk to David Furones about practice in a little while, and you can come back to the platform and check it out. We thank, of course, Sean Stanley. We'll see you on in a little while, and then on Monday. Same time, same place, same bat channel.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.